Well, I'm Reid. I run Charliecloud. I have the star of our show right over here. So I just wanted to give a quick update. It's going to be relatively informal. I'll just talk through a few things that are happening and that are coming. One thing that is really neat is our new website. You can see on the screen, and there are some rough edges which we're cleaning up, but it is live. The fun thing for Lano people is that it's currently blocked. I'm trying to get it unblocked, but we'll see. So this is the front page. So there's two things I want to highlight here. One is that we now have documentation for multiple versions up, and you can actually switch between them, right? So if you wanted to say, look at the latest documentation, that's right here, and we have this neat menu to switch to the other versions, which I think is pretty cool. So that's their key takeaway there is that there's now actually current documentation available on the web. The other thing I wanted to highlight is our new mailing lists. So this is something we got from Linux Foundation, a really key benefit. If we look at, say, Dev, which is the one that's most active, though at the moment it's very automated. We have, well, if we go here, we have. Okay. So one thing that's a little quirky about these lists is that they're all contained within this one sublist that we have to have. That's what announce is. I don't know. It's a tree structure. Anyway, so we have using Charliecloud, developing Charliecloud, and then if something comes up, we have this GSC private one. The one I wanted to highlight on Dev is the review reminder emails, which I think are a lot of fun, honestly. That's very small, right? But these go out every weekday morning, and they just highlight which merge requests are waiting for reviews. Delinquent, basically, it's an inside joke. You're delinquent as soon as somebody requests a review, so don't take it too personally. But I owe a lot of people reviews because I was preparing 6 talks for this. So that's our new website. Pretty neat. Talk about merge requests a little bit. I think there are a few worth highlighting. Let's see. So first, there's a number that are in progress that are worth highlighting. We do CI on GitLab right now. In fact, take a look at that right now. Pipeline. And it works well. It's pretty easy to deal with. My hope is that we can actually get it integrated with the GitLab CI that USF is offering with even the University of Oregon or whatever. So that's that working group. We run a daily test. We also run tests for merge requests. So there's something that's really cool here that I think is worth highlighting, and that is that the GitLab.com CI tests actually run within Docker containers. So that's why we have. The review nagging happens in CI. That's what's going on here. But one of the preparatory steps is building up these Docker images that the rest of the CI uses. So that's pretty neat. If you want to poke around, it's in public. Let's see. So this came up briefly yesterday. Better SecComp filter test. I just wanted to look at that diff real briefly because I thought it's interesting in file browser. So we were doing the kexec init, which got filtered, and instead, new test, we try and make not at that should not work. Right. So this is now the test, and this doesn't get eaten by the other layer of SecComp filtering. What else is in here? Oh, so this one was for Megan. This is in main. But this. Oh, it's a teeny tiny little change. Wait. I'm just looking at one file. Okay, yeah, this is the fix, Megan. Added this one line. Right. Okay, a couple other things that are coming down the pipe. Oh, where's Nick? I put up this one specifically not because it's interesting, but because I could pester Nick to review this. I don't know how to reproduce it. Here's a spec. Okay, we'll yell at him later. This is another one too. Same deal. We need a review from Nick. Pretty small. They're relatively minor bugs that were an annoyance at Livermore. Okay. All right. So we talked about entry point and command. This is also a follow-up on yesterday. So the real quick summary on this is that it might be worth actually looking at the Docker documentation. Reference. We look at so entry point and command interact in kind of weird / annoying ways. Kind of they have a table. Okay, yeah. So this table here, it looks complicated. Basically, what's going on is that when it all boils down to what you're actually doing, it's an exec system call, and it's an array of arguments. And the shell forms and list forms of entry point. The shell form, it just turns it into a 3-element spec form. And it goes before it, it's got this sh. Right? So, and then all they interact is that the entry point goes first and command goes second, and sometimes they're empty lists. And we figure that out kind of by reverse engineering. This table's kind of hard to follow. So that's one of the things that I will review on. We're also changing up the way that we specify arguments. Oh yeah, so set end is going away. We're going to have a better syntax and a new argument called end, and it's just here. So Angelica has done that. I will review on that. So set end is going to stick around for one release or something like that. We have Megan referenced this yesterday, but we now have a long document. Why does it keep? Right, and just I don't know why it decides that I want to see one file at a time. Well, I won't dig it up, but we now have almost merged a document on like getting started if you're less of a Unix nerd, and it's very step by step, and it starts with act, and then you can get virtual machine installed on it. Then Charliecloud in there and get squash views linked up all correctly, and the test suite running and all kinds of stuff. The cool debug output from the build cache, all that kind of thing. So that's, I don't know why this is stuck. I keep asking Lucas, and he tells me, and then I forget. But we'll get that merged soon. There's not too much work left. OCI bundles, building on the JSON stuff for the CDI, because we now can understand JSON. That means we can now understand OCI bundles, which is just a file system tree and a directory plus some JSON metadata. So that should be available soon. An OCI bundle is just a runnable image that OCI tools give you. So it's another flexibility that could be helpful. You can do it now, but you have to dig into the image a little bit to say what you want to run. Okay, and then TIFF files, I just wanted to pitch Krishna's thing a little bit. This is getting very close. Krishna talked about it yesterday. This is the one that I talked about yesterday with the CDI stuff that had kind of gotten out of hand. These are all the issues that it closes right now. Hopefully y'all can have a good laugh. But there's some big improvements, I think, just sort of across the board coming down. Hopefully that'll be merged soon. Okay, so some issues of note. These are all open issues, right? This is a thing for Nick. So SPAC, everybody loves and hates SPAC. One of the things that SPAC really likes to do is create some links. And Nick has some containers that contain 1.5 million file nodes or inodes within the image, over 1 million of which are symlinks. For performance, for reasons having to do with scanning that big file tree, and have some ideas on how to fix this. So maybe just scanning at better times, and maybe we can do something really cool like use the kernel notification facilities to actually get events on which files are being changed, so we don't have to do a scan at all. That seems really neat. That's what Megan bullied me yesterday about for doing work after we were done. It would be neat to be able to just containerize the existing system. Right now it doesn't work. I don't think it's too hard to make this work, but that seemed kind of neat down the pipe. Oh, this might be an opportunity to beg for patches. Please help us. There's a lot to do. And we're also very happy to help people get started with Charliecloud. We're friendly. It's, I hope, a reasonably easy project. Right. This one, so I thought that this was funny. This is actually the second iteration of this bug. The original one when I put it in, it was April 1st, but by coincidence. And people kept assuming that it was a joke. So I had to close that bug and create this one that doesn't have an April 1st start date. Okay, so CH-test, we're actually on the second iteration of CH-test. The first one was make files, and we're doing it again in Python and discovered that it's a tag. So Lucas was working on this for a while, and then school happened. And I'm not sure exactly when this would happen, but I think it'll make things a lot easier. And in particular, it'll know how to create the test images that you need. So you can just ask for a specific test, and it will do the prerequisites for it for you. That's pretty neat. Multi-threaded squash fuse loop, based on the comments yesterday, I think we can just turn this on. It would be a very small patch. EROFS. Okay, so this one is interesting. So we talked a lot about SquashFS. It's a read-only compressed file system. So is EROFS. The issue is that it came from Huawei and Alibaba, both of which are Chinese companies, and the labs are very nervous about China. So I think this would be really neat because EROFS seems better than SquashFS, but there are interesting political challenges here. Getting this pulled in, I think it'd be neat if we could do this kind of images as well. We want to do some linting. There's a whole bunch of lint things that could happen. So PyLint is good for that. One thing we're not going to do is change the level 4 space indents. I have to do something annoying as the project lead. OCI image support. So an OCI image, which is different than an OCI bundle. The OCI image is that's a layerful archive of the image, and that's things like, I think Docker save will give you this type of thing. Right now, we cannot import those, but protocol is very similar to what you get from registries. So it would be nice if we could import and export those as well. I don't know why I opened this one. Too exciting. And seeing a 1 minute left. I was thinking that the fake root emulation should go away. If you don't like that, explain, please. I'd like to hear about it. Oh, hey, thanks. I really want to do something else. I don't have good ideas on what's better. Better documentation. There's another. We're getting to like hopes and dreams now. Oh, I talked about this. Watching, and then, oh, I want to make the Python code use the type hints because those are really neat. And that's one of the key complaints I have about Python. And I think for questions, just like find us at any time. I'm happy to blather about various Charliecloud. So now I think we'll pass it over to Gemma and hopefully stay reasonably on time. Yeah, real quick. The RAF? Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you.